Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and in this video you're going to see some footage of some very interesting races. One pits the Blister Compact, which is in the Sport class, against the Acia, which is in Sedans, and the Rhapsody, which is in the Compact class. Another has the two pickup trucks of the Bison and Sadler racing together, which are in the Vans and Utility Vehicles classes respectively. And the final one is an all-Ocelot multi-class race with the Sport class Pariah in GT1 and the Coupes class F620 in GT2. All of this was done on PS4, so without the use of mods on PC or any other external trickery. And in this video, I'll teach you how to do it, so you'll be able to race any car against any other, regardless of class and regardless of platform. Now, this is actually something that we in the racing community have wanted to have implemented into the game for a long time now, given how unbalanced a lot of the classes are and how some cars would be much better racing with cars from other classes. And amazingly, it's taken a glitch to be discovered to finally get our wish. Now, as long as you're racing in an organised group or with friends, you'll be able to race any car against anything else. Supercars with sports cars, bikes with muscle cars, whatever you want. It takes a little bit of effort and it isn't something that you're likely to run into by accident, which is why I'll be saying something to Rockstar in a few seconds. But the fact that it is theoretically possible is an absolute game changer for those of us who enjoy racing in this game. So before I start, if anyone from Rockstar is watching this, please, for the love of God, don't patch it. You've patched so many fun glitches in the past that are harmless. Please, please, please do not add this to the list too. Just let it be. If you're in the community team, maybe this is a bit of info that gets lost when it's being reported to the devs. If you're a dev yourself, maybe this is something that becomes such a low priority on the list that we get wrenches fixed and weather options in GTA stunt races before this even gets looked at. Maybe, just maybe, you can let us have this one. Honestly, I was a little bit hesitant to make a video about this, but they'll find out about it eventually if they haven't already. And I think I owe it to you guys to let you know how to do this, so as many people as possible can experience something that we've wanted to do for years, and only those of us who've been lucky enough to do events on PC with mods have done before. And since anything that isn't a money glitch never gets fixed until at least the next downloaded update, we should have this available for a while. I will say now though that if you're watching this after the DLC, which comes after the After Hours update, and it doesn't work, assume that Rockstar have decided that no fun is to be allowed and they've patched it. Now, it can be a bit inconsistent as with any glitch, and it has the potential to cause a few frame drops if you do overdo it on the car respawns, but it works flawlessly most of the time, and whilst it does require some effort and organisation, it really isn't that difficult to do. Massive credit obviously to B-Dogs who worked this out how to do it after initially discovering it by accident. I'll leave a link to his original video down below in the description, as well as explain how this was found towards the end of the video, but for now, let's just get into it. So basically this all works by a very simple idea. In a playlist of races, any vehicle left standing without drivers from the previous race will show up in the next one if they're being looked at by a player. So first of all, you need to create a playlist containing two races, with the first race being in a similar location to the second. The first race is simply going to be used as a setup race to make the second race possible. So in these examples, we're racing on the full versions of some of my tracks and using some of the smaller variations as setup tracks. If you want any links for any of these circuits, check the description and the pinned comment. All the races need to be set to GTA mode so you can get out of your car, and since the first race is just a setup track, you can basically put it to one lap or have it be something that will be over really quickly. Choose any class you want and choose the car that you want to use. For example here, we set the first race to Coupes and had people choose the F620. These are the cars that are going to be transferred over into the next race. Once you're in that first race, you need to take your car somewhere that's close to the location of the second track and respawn. This is actually quite important because your first car rarely sticks around if you don't respawn with it first. Then drive your respawn car to the, let's say, storage location and get out of it. Now, as long as someone is close to your car, you can then respawn again and get another one. This is a common thing that we do in races in general to allow everyone to use the same car or give competitive or obscure cars to people who don't have them. So nothing is out of the ordinary so far. But this is where the trick takes place. What you need to do now is have enough people finish the first race to start the DNF timer. That means half of the people in the lobby. The rest, although it only really needs one person, need to remain looking at all of the respawned cars. As long as a car is within your field of view, it will stick around for the next race in the same location. This is the most important bit. So once the DNF timer has run out, you simply move on to the next race in the playlist, set the laps and the class that you want, remember to put it on GTA mode, and start the race. Then all of the cars that you left by the side of the track in the previous race should still be there for the next race, and you can simply drive up to them, get in, and drive like any other car. For example, here we started a 10-lap race in the sports class, and the F620s that we'd spawned in the first race were still present. 2 different classes in one race. You can then imagine obviously how this can be continued. You do this with 2 setup races instead of 1, and you can have 3 classes in a single race. That's what we did with the True Compacts race. On the first track we spawned Asias, which then carried over onto the second track where we spawned Blister Compacts, which then all subsequently carried over into the third track, allowing us to race those 2 cars alongside the Rhapsody. Theoretically, you can have cars from all classes in a single race, but that naturally requires more setup time. And if you want to take advantage of this, now is definitely the time to get involved in racing communities. For example, Nonchalant Dominance, which I'll leave a link to in the description and the pinned comment. Since it does require some setup work, you can't really do this with randoms in your lobby, but for small groups of friends or larger organised racing communities, it's a massive, massive thing to be able to do this. You can race the Pariah against the top supercars like we did using mods on PC in a recent video. You can pit some of the slower supercars against sports cars, muscle cars against sports classics, either with vehicles that are balanced together but just in different classes, or have real multi-class races with GT1, GT2 and GT3 cars from different classes entirely. The possibilities are endless, and when you start to really think about what you can do with this, you can see why this has been a requested feature for so long. We haven't quite gotten it officially, but that's fine with me. So how was this even found in the first place? Well, we don't know whether this was a glitch that has been introduced with the latest DLC, or it's been in the game for a while and only now just been discovered. Although I would lean towards the former, to be honest, because I think something like this, if it had been in the game for multiple DLCs, probably would have been found before now. But according to B-Dogs, who I mentioned earlier, it all came about by accident. He was basically running a playlist with a group of friends on his stream, and the final track was my Run Raceway, which is the same track that we saw used for the Pariah F620 multi-class race that you've seen in this video. Now, the previous race in the playlist was a supercar race on a track in the same airport area, and as they drove around the first lap of Run Raceway in muscle cars, they discovered the leftover supercars from the previous race in the middle of the track. They got out, realised they could be driven, and the rest was figured out from there. It's actually pretty amazing to me that a feature that we've wanted for so long has finally come up in the game, and it's essentially a mistake, but I really do hope that this sticks around because it opens up the floodgates for racing on this game with so many different events or even just random race ideas to experience and explore. So now you know how to do it, make the most of it before it's gone. Hopefully that isn't going to happen, but you know, there's never been a better time to hop back on for a bit of a unique experience for those of us who enjoy the racing aspect of this game. That's pretty much it for this video though, and remember that all sorts of helpful links will be in the description and the pinned comment, and I'm looking forward to bringing you more videos with unique racing experiences using this method. And you'll actually be able to watch the full Pariah F620 race that you've seen little bits of in this video tomorrow as well, and that turned out to be quite a good race, let's say. Worth a watch. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you all for the support. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Top 5's always possible. Oh my god, that race was incredible. That was so much fun. That final lap as well. Look at this, we're about to get into a battle with a Rhapsody in a blister compact. This is the stuff of dreams. Can't believe it.